The diagnosis begins in the silence of the aftermath. It is the moment the door slams, the phone goes dark, or the room falls quiet, leaving you alone with the vibrating echo of a version of yourself you no longer recognize. You feel the heat behind your eyes, the tightness in your throat, and the hollow ache in your chest. This is the weight of reactivity. It is the heaviest burden a human soul can carry. Yet we pick it up every single day, convinced that our outrage is our armor. We believe that by reacting, we are defending our territory. We believe that by shouting back, we are asserting our existence. But look closer at the wreckage. You are not a warrior. You are a victim of your own impulses. You have handed the keys to your internal fortress to every stranger who sneers, every friend who forgets, and every digital ghost that haunts your screen. You are a puppet dancing to a rhythm composed by people who do not care if you collapse from exhaustion. This is the sickness of the modern spirit. We have mistaken sensitivity for strength and impulsivity for passion. We react because we are afraid that if we do not, we will be erased. We are terrified of the void that opens up when we choose not to engage. The pain of reactivity is a slow poison. It erodes the foundation of your character until there is nothing left but a series of reflexes. You no longer act. You only respond. You are a mirror reflecting the ugliness of the world back at itself, losing your own light in the process. Think of the nights spent rehearsing arguments that will never happen. Think of the hours wasted dissecting a slight that was likely forgotten by the sender the moment it was delivered. Your mind has become a courtroom where you are the judge, the jury, and the prisoner, locked in a cycle of perpetual litigation over things that do not matter. This is the diagnosis. You are addicted to the friction. You have become so accustomed to the fire of conflict that the cool air of peace feels like a threat. You feel a physical itch to have the last word, to prove your point, to demand the respect you feel is being withheld. But notice the cost. Notice how your peace has become a cheap commodity, traded away for the fleeting satisfaction of a clever insult or a defensive stance. You are bankrupting your soul to pay for a war that has no victory. The more you react, the more you shrink, the more you engage with the trivial, the more trivial you become. We live in a world that profits from your reactivity. Every algorithm, every headline, every social cue is designed to hook into your nervous system and pull. They want your anger. They want your defense. They want you submerged in the noise because a quiet man is a man they cannot control. When you react, you are predictable. You are a machine. You are exactly where they want you to be. Small, loud, and utterly powerless. The pain you feel is the friction of your soul rubbing against the bars of a cage you helped build with every impulsive word and every uncontrolled emotion. To walk away is not an act of cowardice. It is the ultimate rebellion against this internal servitude. But before you can walk, you must admit that you are paralyzed by your own nerves. The diagnosis is clear. You are not free. You are owned. The stoa poikile, the painted porch. Imagine a man standing there, watching the chaos of the marketplace. He is Zeno. He has lost everything in a shipwreck. His wealth, his status, his past. But in the wreckage, he found a silence more valuable than gold. He realized that the world could take his cargo, but it could not take his soul unless he gave it permission. This was the birth of a philosophy built not on comfort, but on the cold, hard reality of the human condition. To the Stoics, the mind was a fortress, a citadel. Outside the walls, the world is a storm. People scream, empires fall, betrayal lurks in every shadow. But inside, there is a fire that never goes out. They viewed the human experience through a lens of radical detachment. They saw emotions not as the essence of the self, but as external data, like a report from a distant battlefield, or a messenger bringing news of a fire. The messenger is not the fire. The news is not the event. They called these initial emotional surges prepatheiai, pre-emotions. They are the involuntary shivers of the soul, the flash of anger when you are insulted, the cold grip of fear when you face loss. The Stoics didn't try to suppress these. They acknowledged them, but they refused to obey them. They saw these feelings as raw data, flickering on the periphery of their consciousness. They were ghosts at the gate, demanding entry, and the Stoics' power lay in the simple act of saying, "Wait." Epictetus, born into the chains of slavery, understood this better than any emperor. He knew that while his body could be broken, his will was his own. He taught that we are disturbed not by things, but by the views we take of them. When someone insults you, it is not their words that hurt. It is your judgment that their words matter. To walk away from an argument is not an act of cowardice. It is an act of supreme sovereignty. You are deciding that the external data is irrelevant to your internal peace. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man on earth, wrote to himself in the dead of night while on the edges of a dying empire. He reminded himself that the mind, once it has withdrawn into itself, is invincible. He looked at the purple robes and saw only sheep's wool dyed with the blood of shellfish. He looked at his enemies and saw only confused children. He practiced the art of the view from above. He walked away from the petty dramas of the court by retreating into the vastness of his own reason. This is the history of the walk away. It is not a flight from reality. It is a flight toward it. It is the realization that your anger is a guest you didn't invite. Your grief is a shadow that doesn't define the light. Your desire is a hunger that can be ignored. The Stoics transformed the human heart into a laboratory. They analyzed every impulse. They weighed every passion. And if the data didn't serve the logos, that rational order of the universe, they simply let it go. They stood amidst the ruins of their lives and smiled. Not because they were numb, but because they were free. They had mastered the ultimate human power, the power to be unaffected. They understood that the highest victory is not over others, but over the parts of yourself that demand you react. To walk away from the chaos is to finally reclaim sovereignty. The world demands your fire. It begs for your scream, your tears, and your frantic defense. It feeds on the electricity of your pulse. But to heal is to become a ghost in the machine of their chaos. This is the art of the gray rock. It is not a retreat born of cowardice. It is a siege of silence. You are no longer the protagonist in their tragedy. You are a featureless stone on a barren path. To practice the cure, you must first understand the hunger of the toxic soul. They do not want your logic or your reason. They crave your agitation. They want to see the mirror of their own brokenness reflected in the heat of your anger. When you react, you hand them the blade. When you walk away internally, you disarm them entirely. You become the void where their malice goes to die. This is the end of their power. The first step is the death of the narrative. Stop explaining. Stop justifying. Stop trying to make them understand a heart they never intended to value. When the provocateur strikes, you offer nothing but the dull, unyielding surface of a pebble. Your answers must be short, devoid of flavor, and stripped of life. Yes, no, I see. These are not just words. They are the iron bars of your fortress. They are the boundaries of your soul. Do not mistake this for weakness. Beneath the gray surface, your spirit remains vibrant, but it is for you alone. You are protecting your inner sanctum. You are choosing what deserves your energy and what deserves your oblivion. A mountain does not argue with the wind. It simply remains. It allows the gale to howl and the storm to break against its peaks, knowing that the wind will eventually tire. You are that mountain. You are that eternal stillness. Look at them. See the desperation in their eyes as they realize their hooks find no purchase. They will try harder. They will scream louder. They will play the victim. This is the final test of the Stoic. You must remain as uninteresting as the dirt beneath their boots. If you become boring, you become free. They seek a reaction to feel alive. Give them the stillness of the grave. Give them the silence they deserve. This is the gray rock method in its purest form. It is the tactical application of indifference. You are not suppressing your emotions. You are relocating them. You are moving your treasures to a vault where no thief can reach. When they look at you, they should see a wall. No windows, no doors, just a cold, gray reality that offers them nothing to consume. You are the architect of this beautiful, empty silence. The cure is found in the space between the stimulus and the response. In that gap, you find your power. You choose to be a non-event in their life. You choose to be the background noise that fades into nothingness. This is the ultimate victory. It is not winning the argument. It is making the argument impossible. It is the quiet strength of the man who knows his worth is not up for debate. You are the master of your internal kingdom. Walk away, not just with your feet, but with your mind. Let the silence be your weapon. Let the lack of reaction be your shield. The world will continue to spin. The toxic will continue to burn. But you will be the cold stone that survives the fire. You are the rock. You are the cure.